he got his car broken into, and so he like creates a death trap car. Oh boy.
I just want to introduce you to a little taste of hell.
No escape, no mercy, just survival. When Eddie breaks into a luxury SUV, he steps into a deadly trap set by William, a self-proclaimed vigilante, delivering his own brand of twisted justice. With no means of escape, Eddie must fight to survive in a ride where escape is an illusion, survival is a nightmare, and justice shifts into high gear. So it's like this sort of single set potboiler horror thriller with Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins in the leads. That's got to be good, right? Or it has to at least be passable. But no, it's fucking horrible. Like, this movie is terrible. It's one of the worst films of the year. Anthony Hopkins, I'm pretty sure, did a day of work on this. It's mostly just his voice in it. Now let me try to recall what I hated so much about this movie. So basically, he's like, okay, maybe slight mild spoilers. I don't know. I'll do my best. But he's basically, he got his car broken into, and so he like creates a death trap car where like people, the next person who tries to steal his car will get trapped and then like tortured, and that's what happens, right? And so like he's also having like philosophical, or I guess pseudo-philosophical discussions with Bill Skarsgård's character, like trying to like make him see the error of his ways or something. But like, and so like there's lines in it where you're like, okay, so he's the bad guy, right? Like he's clearly being deranged and like insane. This is a wild overreaction to like somebody stealing your car out of desperation, or, you know, stealing something out of your car out of like economic or financial destitution, right? Like yeah, it's not great, right? So like he says things that are so overtly like cringy and offensive, and like it's like, I think it thinks it's satirizing right-wingers when they say it, because there's stuff in here where I'm like, I mean, if you're a Republican and you're watching this movie, you agree with this. Like, you would have to say, yeah. And so, like, for a second, I was like, I guess he's got bills to pay, right? Or at a certain point, I was like, okay, I think that what this is that, like, it's doing an interesting subversion, right? Where, like, if you're a Republican or a right-winger and you're watching this, like, you're gonna agree with this, and you're gonna be like, oh, this is really cool. But it's gonna like force you to think about your own worldview, because like such a twisted, obvious villain is engaging in this behavior and saying these things that you agree with, right? That's what I think it was going for, maybe, and it doesn't succeed, right? It is more like, because the thing that also has to make an interesting villain, and it's okay. I remember I'm doing this now, right? What we're doing is calling back to Silence of the Lambs, right? It's fucking Anthony Hopkins, and he's doing the Hannibal Lecter thing in this movie, right? And what makes that character work is that even though he's obviously like horrible and deranged and like insane and doing wildly unethical things, the things that he's saying make you think, right? He's clearly intelligent. He's clearly, he's challenging your preconceived notions of philosophy and morality and ethics and other people, right? That's like why his character works, is because like he is relatable and he is like intelligent, right? And so they're going for that again, but they've positioned him as like this insane reactionary right-winger. And so what happens is you have the disparity that's been created is that the behavior that he's engaging in is obviously bad, right? But the things he's saying to a certain audience are intelligent and make sense, right? So in a way, even though I don't know that this is what it was going for, maybe this is just a straightforwardly right-wing movie, I don't know, it ends up actually reinforcing those ideas, because you're like, well, this is too far, but, you know, he's got a point though, right? At least I'm not that bad, right? Like, we can agree on this stuff, but like, I'm not out here torturing people, so like, we can let me off the hook for my bad fucking opinions, right? That's sort of what I think is happening here. Because, yeah, like, the whole time you're like, this clearly thinks it's cooking right now. And, like, if it is just straightforwardly, like, an evil fucking right-winger, it's so, like, on the nose and, like, there's things he says and does where I'm like, well, come on. I feel like the right wing in this country, like, Republicans have lost pretty much all semblance of humanity at this point, but even they would be like, well, I mean, come on, relax. Like, and so I don't think it's effective as like a criticism either. Like, because you've made them so obscenely bad and ridiculous that like it doesn't work. So, okay, that's my review. I hated this movie. I thought it was basically unwatchable on top of that. Like, it was just so frustrating and annoying, and it sucks. I hate it. That's my review. Sorry, David Yuroveski, if you see this. Although if you do see it, drop me a comment telling me what you were trying to do here, because I would be interested. Messy to say the least, and they don't really know what they're doing on that front. Satire is hard to pull off. Man, it sure is. There is a fine line between satirizing and endorsing something, right? And I think that this kind of falls off that line a bit. All right. I think I've sufficiently discussed that.
I'd like to take a moment to thank our accomplices, The Boogeyman's Closet, Chris Haskell, Dana Jordan Rothschild, The Disconnected, Dr. Jeff Butcher, Dustin Putman, George Strang, Ingrid Francesca, Nosferatu 1334, Possessed Washing Machine, S. Butler, and Stephen Perkins. If you'd like to be counted amongst their ranks, the link is in the description.